Hello, welcome to the Basketball Soapbox. I'm your host, Daniel Daly, and we are day one of the NBA playoffs has officially started. And what a day it was. Episode 41, NBA playoffs, day one reaction, obviously. And let's start with the latest game here. Light the beam, folks. Light the beam. Sacramento getting to the playoffs for the first time since 2006. Were able to defeat the Golden State Warriors 126 to 123 there in an exhilarating performance from the Sacramento Kings. And credit to that fan base there. They always show out, especially now that they're back in the playoffs. Cowbells galore in the crowd. Uh, the Kings feeding off that energy. And this was a big game for the Kings when you really think about it. The first game since 2006 that they won a playoff game. And to have that young team in there, DeMontis Sabonis has a little bit of playoff experience. De'Aaron Fox hasn't been to the playoffs. All those young guys for the Kings really haven't been in those type of situations. And to have a magnitude of that and face the defending champion, the Golden State Warriors, who at times in the game had them did. It looked like the Kings were going to roll over. And the energy from the crowd, the support from the crowd really fed into the Sacramento Kings. De'Aaron Fox had a fantastic game. Malik Monk had a fantastic game. They were aggressive all night. You see the stats from Sabonis. Didn't really shoot the ball well, but just battling on the boards, fighting for that win. You legitimately thought the Kings were fighting for that win. And for them to battle back, especially in the third quarter, they were down 10 with a couple minutes there to go, and then actually take the lead back and then finish off the Warriors, fight through the last stanza there, and actually win the game, knock down crucial free throws, hit down big shots, keep the Warriors from rallying because Klay Thompson and Steph Curry were trying to do everything to get back in the game with late threes there, and the Kings held on. And it was just awesome from being an NBA fan and knowing the history of the Sacramento Kings as never winning, not really being relevant since 2002 like that, and with Chris Webber and Mike Bibby and Doug Christie, like that game mattered to the NBA, I believe. It mattered to that fan base. They had Webber jerseys in the crowd, Doug Christie, Mike Bibby, even a Mitch Richmond jersey in the crowd from the 1996 playoff appearance they had. Like that team, that fan base, it mattered. That game mattered, and it was awesome to see those young guys from Sacramento really pull that off. And to get that performance from De'Aaron Fox in his first playoff game, 38 points, 5 assists there. You're seeing the second most points in a NBA player's debut playoff game. I think Luka Doncic has 42 there. But to get that type of performance from De'Aaron Fox, who has been one of the best clutch players this year, has been the most clutch player this year with him putting points in those moments there. To see him fight, lead that team against Steph Curry, who was on fire, against Klay Thompson, against those Golden State Warriors who are defending champions, to see him play with so much poise and get into that type of game mode where it's like, yo, I got to start making shots. I got to get back my team attacking the hoop. And shout out to Malik Monk as well off the bench with 32 points. Their performances, those guys from Kentucky, you think about their history back in the day when they were crying in the locker room, now to being in the first playoff game. Not saying that it comes all full circle and stuff like that, but just to have that moment between those two guys, absolutely tremendous, absolutely awesome. Trey Lyles also tripped in there. You just think about what this team needed, and especially all the targeting that teams were supposedly doing against them, saying, hey, looking at first round matchups, we want to face the Kings, have an easy matchup. To sit there and take game one was so important to that team. It actually gives them a chance now, because you think about it, even though the Warriors are I think they're 11-30 on the road, which is insane. Now you just have to just think, hey, we take care of business at home and we still won an Oracle, we can possibly win this series. We're in a good position to win this series. And they did that with game one. I think they got all those doubts out, and now hopefully they can continue to play freely. And tremendous work by Mike Brown, who was voted Coach of the Year as well. Telling them just to attack, keep attacking, move quickly. Don't let this team settle and set up their defense, set up their offense. Keep moving the ball, keep pushing. And I thought that was great, especially there late in the game. They had Harrison Barnes there who got the rebound and pushed in transition and got an easy layup late in the game. And that's what it looked like the Sacramento Kings were doing. We're just going to run. That's the only chance we have in this game. We're just going to run and take quick shots. And it worked. And it worked in game one so far. And you think that to play the Warriors game and then actually do that, and even though this is an older stage of the Warriors, right? Like this is not 2015, 2016, 18, 19, those years of the Warriors, right? Like this is a different version of the Warriors with Jordan Poole, Jonathan Kuminga, and all these other guys coming in, Dante DiVincenzo, all these other guys coming in there. And to play the Warriors game and beat them, even if it's one game for this young team here for Sacramento, again, I can't speak enough to that, and that's just awesome. The Warriors road wars continue as they are 11-30 on the road this season, and then to lose this game here is like it just continues. I'm not saying that they're going to lose the series or anything like that, but I do believe that could be a problem, right? Like you lost game one, and especially game one is usually the easiest to steal, right? You can come back game two and get the energy and emotions and the adrenaline out of the Kings a little bit. But that's just a dastardly thing, right? Like we can't think of a defending champs that lost like this on the road. And like this is a drastic losing record. But the Warriors are the sleeping giant. I was talking on the Mr. Vincent podcast how this could be a rejuvenating series for the Warriors. And just for this reason, because of this high scoring Kings, and how that can really just set them up to raise their energy a little bit. Because if you don't, the Kings have the best offense in the league. They attack and they're able to score. You could be down 2-0. You know what I mean? Like that's a possibility here for the Golden State Warriors who have road woes and are facing a very extremely good offensive team. So to put that in perspective there for the Warriors, it's like this could be a series where they can get a wake up early and really just start hitting all cylinders, because it's like you could be down 2-0 and be in a position where you need to win game 3, win game 4, protect home court, come back and win in Sacramento. So to think like that for the Warriors, it's possibly in play, but I was like, this could be a series where this can just rejuvenate this team and get them to that level that we seen last year where it's not as stagnant. The Warriors are waking up and they're going to make a run here. But in the game, Steph Curry had 30 points, knocking down crazy shots. Again, just shooting spectacular. Like he just makes crazy, difficult shots from three and able to do it anywhere. On the road, at home, he has been the consistent force of the Golden State Warriors this season. Klay Thompson had 21 points and hit a couple big shots where I thought this could break the Kings in a certain way where it's just like, oh, no, here we go. Here are the Kings, right? Like here are the Golden State Warriors coming back. Klay Thompson, Steph Curry knocking down shots, both knocking down big time shots. I thought there at certain moments. Andrew Wiggins, after having his personal situation returned and had 17 points, struggled shooting the ball a little bit, but it's just good to see him out there and competing and defending like that out there again. So kudos to him to come back. But again, this is about the Sacramento Kings. I can't talk enough about how much that was awesome to see, that energy in that type of environment. Just happy for Sacramento. Awesome. Just happy for Sacramento.